Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, if second date updates have taught us anything, it's this. Sometimes in life, it's okay to settle. You know?
I don't think that's what
You
I've
don't
learned
need to
at
try
all.
hard to find the right fit for you. Sometimes you find someone that's just okay enough, and then you stick with them, because if you lose that person, you're like, everybody else out there is a maniac and probably going to kill me. So I should have stuck with that guy a little while ago, or that girl a little while ago, who was just decent. Nothing real special about them, but at least I didn't fear for my life when I was around them. And that's what Liz wants to do today. She wants to get in contact with Mr. Just Right Enough,
Mr. Mediocre.
who she actually went out on a date with about 3 months ago, but now she wants to reconnect with this guy. Hey, Liz, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. So you want to reconnect with the dude who you went out with 3 months ago?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because he was really nice, actually, you know? I mean, he was a little boring, but he was nice. Like, you could tell he's a good guy.
Did you, not call him back at all the first time around?
No. So Frank called me up, and he was like, hey, I had a really great time. Like, I'd love to take you out again. And, I was honest about it. I didn't want to lie to him, and I was just like, look, I think you're really nice, but I don't think as, a romantic relationship, I just don't think that we're the right fit for each other, but hopefully we can be friends one day. And
That's the worst. As soon as you're talking to a girl and she gives you you're really nice, you're like, oh, here it goes.
No,
So
I'm not. Shut up.
Yeah, you
don't
just
wanna hear that.
put the bullet in the chamber and you're about to shoot me in the face with it, aren't you? We're going to be friends. So you actually told him that I don't think we should go out again.
yeah, I said, I thought we would be better as friends.
So what made you change your mind about him 3 months later?
Well, I've been out on a lot of dates since then, and these guys are just terrible. They're just total douchebags, or they're really weird or whatever. And I just feel like maybe I didn't give this guy enough of a chance,
In other words, you're ready to settle, and I like that about you.
No, I'm not settling. I want to get to know him better, because maybe he was nervous or whatever, and that's why he was kind of boring.
How did he take it when you told him that you guys weren't a match the first time around?
I mean, he didn't love the idea, because we, obviously he's asking me out on a second date, but he seemed respectful the whole time, and he's like, of course, I understand.
Have you talked to him since?
Actually, I texted him a couple of days ago, just to be like, hey, I've been thinking about you. Would you want to try another date, kind of thing? And he never responded.
How are you going to come back from this? What's your plan here? Hey, I friend-zoned you, but I was wrong, and I think you're attractive enough?
I've never heard of this situation.
Yeah, I think I'm just honest about it. I think that's how I come back, is I just say, hey, I'm sorry, I was an idiot. Do you want to try?
Yeah, you just tell him you're honest about it. Go, hey, at the time, I thought you were really boring and lame, and then I went out with a bunch of weirdos, and I realized that maybe lame and boring is for me after all.
No, he's nice. He's really nice. I think I didn't give him enough of a chance.
Yeah.
So you promise that you think you didn't give him enough a chance, or it's just you've had so many bad experiences dating that now you're like, okay, I'll give it another shot with him.
It's kind of the same thing, right?
I guess it sort of is, yeah.
It is. Do you think this guy's relationship material for you?
I think it's possible. I have no idea, because I was so caught up in the fact that he was boring. I was like, forget it.
This guy's getting
I
rave
couldn't-
reviews right now.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything he said because we were just talking
We call, he's
forever.
gonna be like, hi.
Yeah. Hey. So did he never responded to you when you texted him and were like, let's go out again. Let's give it another shot.
No. I know this is a long shot, but I just want to think maybe he'll give me a chance at a second date.
Okay. What was his name again?
Frank.
Frank. Okay, cool. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call boring ass Frank. He's probably not doing much, and see if he'll go out with you again, okay? All right. Hang on.
Brooke and Jubal in the mornings, second date update.
Call now to win a $1,000 cash crate.
1-866-MOVIN' 92.5.
Moving 92.5. Brooke Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
All right, Liz, are you about ready to get your second date update?
Yes, I am.
And you know what? I think that this is going to work out really well for you. I know in about 10 years from now, you're going to be sitting down your kids, telling them all about the day that mommy settled for daddy. It's going to be a really beautiful story.
It's not like that. Look, I'm just trying to see if I can get a second date. That's all.
If you're just tuning in, Liz wants to call this guy named Frank. They actually went out about 3 months ago. And after their date, she blew him off and said, I think you're really swell. We could be friends, but I don't think romantically we really fit. And since then, she's gone out with a bunch of people that make him seem like a saint. So now she wants to go back and ask him on another date.
If the tables were turned, Liz, would you feel okay if some guy was calling you 3 months later saying, "Oh, I thought you were boring, but it's good now"?
Maybe not the best, but if I really liked him, maybe I'd be open to it.
Okay, so we're hoping he really likes you.
Do you want me to make sure that I put the part about you thinking that he's boring in there when I talk to him?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right, I'm going to dial the phone number right now.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Frank, please?
Yes, Frank.
Hey, Frank, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning?
Yeah, the radio show?
Yeah.
Question mark.
Are you a listener to the show, or?
I listen every now and then.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Have you ever heard a second date update before?
I think so.
All right. Well, congratulations, Frank. Somebody wants to do a second date update with you.
Okay.
Her name is Liz.
Liz?
Yeah, and you guys actually went out on a date about 3 months ago.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, she says she texted you a few days ago to see if you were interested in going out again, but hasn't heard anything back. So now she asked me to get you on the phone and find out if there's a reason.
I don't know.
Are you nervous?
Is there any-
You sound a little nervous, Frank.
I don't know.
Is there any reason that you don't want to go out with her again?
No, I don't know what she told you, but she didn't want to go on a second date with me.
Yeah, and now she does.
She does?
Yeah, she told us about how you guys went out, and then after you had asked her out, and she said, "Hey, I just think we make better friends." But I guess over that 3 months, she's been thinking about you quite a bit and wants to go out with you again.
What changed?
I don't really know.
She made a
She
mistake.
just-
I mean, that happens
Yeah,
sometimes.
she just said she feels like she maybe jumped the gun on her decision.
Yeah, but it's been 3 months.
That's very
That's
true.
true.
Is that why you didn't call her back or text her back when she hit you up recently asking if you want to go out again?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird. I didn't really think that the text was for me, you know?
Or do you think she sent you a missed text or something?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
it was kind of out of the blue, you know?
Yeah, that would be a crappy feeling to be sitting there like, of course I would love to go out with you again, except I don't think you're sending this to me.
Yeah, wrong person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that you want to go on a second date after 3 months.
Are you flattered by that? Like, that's pretty cool. I don't know. She's been thinking about
Yeah,
you for 3
I mean,
months.
it's weird, but she was cool.
So you do want to go out with her again?
Maybe. I mean,
Why did you pause for so long?
I don't know. It's been a long time, and, you know, like, things have been happening, and in 3 months,
Yeah. What's happened in 3 months, though?
you know, like, I haven't just been hanging out all by myself. Like, I've been seeing other people and stuff, and, you know,
Oh, do you have a girlfriend now?
kind of.
What a
Oh,
kind
okay.
of? Don't be shady.
You kind
Frank,
of have a
come
girlfriend?
on. You either have one or you don't have one. There's no kind of.
I don't know. I'm like dating somebody.
So is
Does
a
that mean
yes?
that that's your girlfriend?
You know, it's like we've been going on dates.
Do you like the girl that you're dating? Because it sounds like you don't.
I mean, she's not horrible. I don't know. I guess that sounds really bad, but
Yeah. It's usually not a glowing review of somebody that you're dating. I mean, she's not Satan. Close, but, not that bad.
the thing is, like, Liz is cool, and I thought that was a dead end, but
Apparently not.
yeah.
You want me to prove to you that it's not a dead end?
What do you mean?
Liz is actually on the other line listening right now.
Hey, Frank.
Hey. What's up?
Oh my God, so awkward.
Yeah.
Listen, I had no idea that you were seeing somebody, and I'm.
Oh no, I mean, like I said, it's casual right now. It's it is what it is.
I wonder what you would say.
Yeah, Frank, is the girl that you're seeing also kind of dating around?
I don't know, maybe. I don't know.
He knows.
It's possible. Who
lie.
knows?
Whatever.
Yeah. So are you saying you want to go out with Liz maybe regardless of this other girl that you're dating?
Well, I'm just if this is for real, like I'd like to go on a second date.
Uh-oh.
Look, like, there's no way I could feel okay you, like, dumping this girl to go out on a second date with me. Like, what if you end up in my position, right? Like, what if you just didn't give this girl enough of a chance? Like, I couldn't do that.
I mean, I've only seen this girl for a little while, and she's all right,
Oh.
She's
Yeah, but
decent.
maybe you're not giving her a chance.
I mean, maybe she also hasn't, called a radio show to try and get me to go on a date with her.
Yeah, but that's when I thought you were single. Like, if I never called this show, like, you would still be seeing her, right?
I mean, maybe. Like, I don't know for how long, though.
Sure.
Frank, it sounds like you settled for the girl that you're dating right now.
I mean, I think that's a harsh way of putting it, but...
But
Yes.
I don't know. We don't need to, dwell on that or anything.
Well, I think you need to get this figured out if you want to go out with Liz again.
Yeah.
Well, the reality is that, I don't know. I've been thinking about you, and I'm glad to hear that you've been thinking about me after all this time. And, yeah, I mean, whatever's been happening in my life over the last 3 months, that doesn't have to get in the way of, what could be happening.
That's right.
yeah, she's just a speed
Frank,
bump.
drop the dead weight. You can lift more. You know what I'm saying?
That's really terrible. Like, that you would just do that to somebody.
That's what you did to him, Liz.
Yeah.
No, because, he's in the process of seeing this girl. I wasn't in the process of seeing anybody.
Yeah, but it's,
Okay, but you just were like, everybody else out there is going to be better, so...
No, I just didn't necessarily think we had chemistry on that first date, which I maybe misjudged. But, I wasn't, seeing him and then said, oh, never mind, a better option came along. That's not cool.
yeah, but it's better for that girl does not need to be in a relationship with a man that refers to her as that girl and not that bad or not horrible.
Right. But why would I want to take her place then? If you can do
That's
that
a good
for
point.
her.
What's going on now?
Yeah, so Liz, do you want a second date? I'm so confused now. Do you want a second date? We'll pay for it.
No, I can't.
God, you're a lot better. I would have done it. I mean, you're a lot better person than even me, Liz.
If he broke up with her and then hit me up, that would be a different story. But that he's just willing to dump her over not even a true love, we're getting married and having babies, but a second date, just over that.
I mean, you're talking about it like I'm in this big serious thing, which I'm not. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I mean, I guess
Yeah?
that's not serious. Then, yeah, we can try it.
What?
Okay.
This whole thing is so you guys are going to go out again.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Cool, yeah. I mean, I don't really get it, but if we're going on a date, I get it.
Yeah. It's always good to not even know why you're going out or if you're going out or whatever.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I'm totally confused by this whole thing, too. But I think it's worth trying, I guess.
Hey.
I
This is the
guess.
least passionate relationship I've ever heard.
You
in
guys
my
are
life.
going to be together a long time. Trust me. Both of you guys have the attitudes to stay married forever.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Today's second date update could go very well or very poorly.
Why this one?
Because the dude that emailed us explained the date as the date of his life.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
His name's Trevor. Trevor, what's up?
Yeah.
How's it going, man?
All right. How are you?
Good. Your email that you sent us described the date that you went on as the date of your life.
Yes. It was like my life had turned into one of those ridiculous romantic movies, like Serendipity, the John Cusack. I mean, it was just, it was insane. I know.
Okay.
It sounds so corny, but it was.
So
it was
you had-
totally insane.
Why don't you tell us about your rom-com date?
I was at lunch with a friend at the Seattle Center, and I saw this girl, like, she was eating lunch at another table.
Trevor, I don't mean to stop you, but the way that you described it now, everything you say, I've just got a scene from a movie in my head.
Violins
All right.
playing in the back.
Yeah.
So she was eating lunch at another table.
She was eating lunch at another table, and she was probably the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I mean, she was just gorgeous, and I couldn't hear her talking with her friend she was with, but every so often I would hear her laugh, and she was just, it was
Jubal,
insane.
give the man a chance.
Trevor, I apologize. I'm not laughing at you.
Yeah,
I'm
he
just-
has a.
I understand because I feel a bit ridiculous, but it happened.
You asked her out.
I just decided, what the heck. I went over and excused myself and said, didn't want to interrupt, but you are literally the most beautiful girl I've ever seen in my life.
It's
and
kinda cute.
I would love it if you would go out on a date with me.
It's
And-
kind of cute.
And she said yes.
Well, she kind of laughed, and she said she was flattered, but she was only in town for a few days.
Okay.
And I said, that doesn't matter. Let me take you for a night on in town and show you what Seattle's all about.
All right.
So we set up a date for the next night, and we just went down to the Pike Place Market. Place was all lit up at night, and we we had these little French pastries that are like covered in like powdered sugar.
Oh, those are so good at the
And
market.
so of course I get it like all over my face, and she just laughs and she wipes it off my face.
Dude,
Couldn't have been more adorable. I mean, come on,
right there was that's a scene from a montage in a movie, man.
I'm going to start writing this up, and we're going to make royalties off this story.
All right. So how did the date end?
We ended just at a park, and I was just feeling. And it was a clear night that night, so the stars are out, and I start getting a little corny, and I had this little
Start now?
You continue.
I try to carve our initials in a tree, which is I'm a total failure at. But because my pen knife is like worthless. But but of course she thinks it's hysterical.
Let me go back there for a second there, Trevor. One, you carry around a penknife. Two, you try to carve your initials in a tree on a first date.
This is how amazing this girl is.
And she laughed. She was into it?
She was into it. She thought it was cute and ridiculous, and and then to top it all off, I just jumped on top of the bench that we were sitting on, and I just announced to the world, I love this woman.
You did not.
And,
you did like the jewelry commercial thing, like where they're standing there and I love this woman.
The Tom Cruise on Oprah's couch moment.
More importantly, you used the L word.
Because she was amazing.
What did she say? What did she say at the end of the date?
She said she had a great time, and kissed me goodnight, and then she went home.
Vanished into the dark.
I still feel like you're screwing with us, dude.
No, I swear, it was the most ridiculous date of my life. And I sent her a message the next morning, and I called and left her a message, and she's not calling me back.
Where does she live?
She was from Detroit. She was in town from Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, it was such an amazing night. I'm willing to go out to Detroit and see her. I'll go wherever she is.
You get one shot at love, and he found the love of his life. Told everybody at the park.
You do realize
Then you love
Jubal's
her?
making fun of you right
Not
now,
at all.
right?
Not one bit.
You know what? That's fine because it was the most ridiculous night of my life, and obviously it is fate, and I've got to track this girl down wherever she is.
Okay.
Don't let our cynicalness get you down.
Well, Trevor-
I support you.
Trevor's a listener. He knows. I mean, at least you know that we were going to rip on you a little bit, right?
Yeah. Well, I knew I was in for it, and I knew the story I was going to tell, so I just knew that it was going to be never ending.
I'm excited to talk to her.
But it's worth it.
I'm excited to talk to her.
I'm excited to talk to her too. She sounds like a wonderful, wonderful person.
She may be the love of my life as well.
Trevor, all right, we're going to call her right after this.
Okay.
And see if we can get her on the phone and ask her why she hasn't gotten back to you.
All right.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Okay, if you didn't hear the first part of the second date update, I'm not going to go into nearly as much detail as Trevor did about his date. But Trevor met a girl named Alexandra who's from Detroit, actually. Showed her around Seattle. A couple of the highlights. Took her to a park. Tried to carve their initials on a tree. Ended up jumping up on a bench in the park and exclaiming that he loved her after they kissed. Basically like a romantic comedy. Not even a romantic comedy, just a romance novel.
Yeah.
Would that be an okay description, Trevor?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Now, Trevor, she's from Detroit, so you're totally willing to make a long-distance thing work.
Absolutely.
We're going to call her right now, get her on the phone, see if we can get an answer why she's not calling you back. And you can jump in whenever you want to talk to her.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Alexandra, please?
This is Alexandra.
Hey, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5. I'm sure you probably have no idea who we are.
No.
Okay. We host a morning radio show in Seattle,
Okay.
and we wanted to call you to ask you a couple questions about a mutual friend.
Oh.
When you were in town here in Seattle, you met a guy named Trevor,
Yeah.
and you guys had a kind of an evening out together, right?
Yeah. Oh, my
And-
God.
Things just get more intense
Yeah.
with Trevor, don't they?
We're calling to ask you why you haven't called Trevor back.
You're calling to ask me why I'm... this is weird.
I know.
Is it any weirder than your first date? Come on.
Here's what this is. We do a thing on our show called the Second Date Update. We're basically just calling you to ask you why you haven't gotten back to him.
Oh, well, I mean, it's really hard. I'm in Detroit.
Did you like him when you went out with him?
Yeah, I did. I mean, at first I was like a little bit, it's not what I'm used to, like someone being so intense so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, as long as he wasn't like 100% serious about jumping up and declaring his love on a first date, like if it was just kind of for fun, I had a really good time.
But, you know, you say it's just because of long distance, but didn't Trevor make it completely clear that he would do anything to make this relationship work?
Yeah, he did, but it was a first date.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I lived in Seattle, maybe things would be different.
Okay,
I
so
don't
it's,
know.
Alexandra, it's solely the Detroit-Seattle thing that you don't live here. That's it.
I would definitely, if I lived in Seattle, go out with him again.
Okay.
Alexandra, distance shouldn't matter.
I know, but I like
Alexandra,
that
this
job.
is Trevor.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you were on the phone, too. Oh, my God, I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah.
Trevor is on the phone.
Trevor is smitten.
Alexandra, I think you know, I had the best date. One night, it can't be enough. It's just there was something magical there. I mean, I know that sounds incredibly ridiculous to say, but
Alexandra,
I would move heaven and earth to have a second date with you right now.
Oh, my God.
Come on,
Alexandra,
Alexandra.
you should see the faces of everybody in the room because we're all women. You should see the faces, though, of like Brooke and Lydia seriously melting. Now, is that too much for you, or did you find that romantic too?
I have to say, I wish you could see my face right now because I'm totally bright red. I'm so embarrassed, but like that just touches. I don't know.
Yeah, Alexandra,
I'm
sorry
worried,
to
Trevor, that you're gonna maybe expect too much too soon. But how could I say no to?
no
sort of
expectations. No expectations. If it was a fluke and our second date is like a complete disaster, you'll never hear from me again. But it's just. It was just too. I mean, I know I came on like super intense, and like I jumped up on park benches and ruined trees, but it was just I don't know. It was just such a crazy night, and I just feel like you just can't let something like that just happen once. There's got to be more, and you need to go for it.
Alexandra,
Yeah.
do you believe in love at first sight?
don't know. I used to think I did, and now I don't, but do you?
I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone right now. This is so weird. All right.
I told these guys earlier, Alexander, that I never even thought about it twice before, but when I saw you at lunch that day, I know it seemed like a line, but it was also true. You are the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And if I need to fly up to Detroit for a weekend to have a second date with you, then I will come out to Detroit. I don't know what will happen after that, but something has to happen. So, if whatever I need to do, I will make it happen because you are amazing, and I want the second date.
At the end of these second date updates, Alexandra, since you're not familiar, we always pay for the couple to go out again if they want to go out again. It'd probably bankrupt the radio station to pay for a plane ticket because we don't have a lot of money here.
We could buy dinner in Detroit. Come on.
Well, I was saying dinner. Yeah, plane ticket. I said we can't do.
Oh, okay.
If he can get himself out there,
yeah,
we'll pay for dinner. And in Detroit, with your economy, it's probably like $5 anyway, right? So
it's like living in a developing country.
Oh, that's so mean.
but we'll pay for dinner for you guys if he can come out there. Would you be interested if he flies out there to go out with him?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yes.
We have to get an update of how the second date goes on this one.
Oh, definitely.
I think something could come of this. Yeah. I really do. I'm not a love at first sight girl, but I'm an incredibly amazing attraction at first sight that can turn very easily into love type of girl.
I now understand why romantic comedies do so well. Because people buy into them completely.
But maybe every once in a while a romantic comedy is actually based on real life. It has to come from somewhere.
It's not a romantic documentary.
All right. Hey, well, congratulations, you guys. Alexandra, now that you know that Trevor is going to come there, you guys have to sort it out and get back to us and let us know what happened after your date, okay?
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
God, I'm excited. I love love.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, God.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Girl and she's on fire.
It always surprises me that people actually fall for pickup lines. But we get emails in for second dates at times where people are like, they had a sweet pickup line. I'm like, people actually use those, and then they do actually work. That's always confusing to me. But Morgan's on the phone, and I guess some dude used a clever pickup line on her that she just couldn't resist. Before we get to what the line was, Morgan, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Not too bad. Before you tell us what the clever pickup line was that won your heart, where'd you meet this dude?
We met on a dating app, and I totally fell for his pickup line. I mean, which I don't normally do, but it was just too funny.
I'm a sucker for a funny pickup line.
Why
not? What else are you going to say? Hi, how are you? That's boring.
With pickup lines, the worse the better, I think.
Yeah, I think it has to be really bad.
Totally.
I think that's what worked with this. It was just so cheesy.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
What's his name, first of all?
His name's Ian.
Ian, all right. And what was the pickup line that he used?
He said, have you ever read Dr. Seuss? Because green eyes and damn.
Green eyes and damn.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know about that one. I mean, I'm
really
a sucker
bad.
for him, but that.
Yeah, that's terrible. But that got you, huh?
I don't know. It was just so cheesy that it was, I don't know, it made me laugh.
Okay.
All right, got you with that. And then you guys, where'd you guys go for your date?
So we actually just met up at a bar for drinks, and it was nice. Like, he walked in, and I thought, hey, he's pretty cute, and he had kind of a nerdy voice, but it was still cute, like a cute nerdy voice.
That is a weird thing about dating apps, is you don't ever hear anyone until you're actually in person with them.
That is a really good point, yeah. And then, he had like a 5 o'clock shadow, but I just could not get my eyes off these, like, large forearms.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
Cut of arm bacon.
What'd you say?
Love me some arm bacon.
Arm bacon.
Arm bacon.
He totally had arm bacon.
Huh. I've never heard that, but I think the descriptor works. I can picture it.
So you're a forearm girl, huh? That's what you look for in dudes?
I could taste it. That big, thick arm bacon. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just sizzling.
So, other than the arm bacon, did you like anything else about him?
Yes, he seemed like a really nice guy, but I have to say, the arm bacon, serious kudos. Like,
Okay.
Okay. So, I mean, how was the night? How did you guys connect?
We talked, and then we were having some drinks, and then we got hungry, and then realized that the menu just looked like crap. And then I invited him back to my place and said I would actually cook for him. And I made like a beautiful chicken marsala that was delicious.
You followed through.
I don't mess around.
Sounds like it. Dang.
We had lots of wine, lots of wine.
Does that mean you had lots of making out, too?
So there's kind of the rub. We did go to watch a movie on the couch, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say I just had a really long week at work, and I was so tired that I just crashed out and fell asleep.
Oh, that sucks.
I know. I mean, I totally would have fooled around with him, but I don't know. I guess all the wine, and I was just so tired and exhausted. And then when I woke up, he was gone. And I feel terrible. I mean, I tried to text him and say, look, I'm sorry. That was not what I intended at all to have happen. And no response. And I texted him the next day saying, can I make it up to him? Like, let's get together. And nothing.
Yeah, but if he's not calling you back because you fell asleep and you guys didn't end up making out, you don't want to see a dude like that, right?
I don't know. Maybe he thinks that I was like really rude, and honestly, I don't know. I mean, maybe he got food poisoning and it was from my cooking, which I don't think so. I didn't get sick, but I don't know. Honestly, I can't figure it out.
Okay.
He seemed to be having a great time, and I'm so embarrassed that I fell asleep. I mean.
All right. Well, we'll play a song and then come back and call him and get your second date, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, hang on. If you're just tuning into today's second date, Morgan is on the phone, and Morgan thinks she's not getting a call back because she fell asleep on her first date. She met a dude named Ian. They hung out at a bar, went back to her place. She made dinner, and then they started watching a movie on the couch. She was fully prepared to mess around with dude, but she fell asleep, and when she woke up, he was gone and hasn't responded to her. Personally, falling asleep on the couch watching a movie on a first date sounds amazing to me, but then again, I'm tired all the time, and since I hit 40, don't have much of a sex drive anymore either. You know, it's all downhill when you hit 40. Yeah, so that sounds like an amazing date for me, but apparently you don't feel the same way, Morgan.
No.
Okay. Wait till you hit 40.
Yeah,
it's all over, man. Yeah.
Then it's all Netflix and snore from there on out, okay?
Sounds amazing. All right, I'm about to dial his phone number. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I hope it's not that you fell asleep. I think that's messed up. I don't think you should go out with him again if it is.
I don't know. I really liked him. I mean, he was so nice. That's why I cooked for him. My dog even really liked him, and my dog does not like hardly anyone.
The dogs can tell.
That's a big sign. It is.
Okay,
all
well,
right.
I'm going to dial him right now and see what he has to say, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Hi, may I speak to Ian, please?
Speaking. Who's this?
Well, Ian, have you heard of Second Date before?
I'm not familiar with all the segments, but I have heard you guys do something like that. Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Well, that's why I'm calling you today.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What does that mean exactly?
Well, it means that you went on a date with somebody and then you didn't call them back after. So they emailed us to get you on the phone and find out what happened. You have any idea who it could be?
Maybe.
Who? Who do you think?
I don't know. I'm on the app, so there's a couple girls here and there.
Name one of them and I'll tell you if you're right.
Shoot, is it Lauren?
Oh.
No, it's not Lori.
Okay.
Maybe next time, though. This one is about Morgan. You remember Morgan?
Morgan.
Uh-huh.
The whole date with her was kind of a letdown, to be honest.
A letdown? That's sad. She thought you guys had a great time.
I don't know. Maybe she had a good time, but I didn't really enjoy that date that much at all.
Why?
Wow.
Well, like, she's pretty and everything, you know, and I was hoping that she'd be attracted to me, but I don't really think that she was.
Whoa.
Aw, why would you say that?
Like, after the bar, we even went to her spot, and I'm thinking, cool, she's definitely attracted to me, and we're about to go down, you know? We get there, and she's like, I'm going to shower and change. Could you possibly do some dishes for me? What? So I was like, okay, sure, you know, I'll help.
Wait, is this before or after she made dinner? Because she did tell us that you guys went back to her place, and she made, like, an amazing chicken marsala.
It was good. This was before because she wanted to change, and she was like, could you just do the dishes? So I was like, yeah, I'll help prep. You know, like, I can help prep. She can cook.
That's nice.
I get to her sink, and her sink is, like, filthy. It's packed with dishes. Took me, like, 30 minutes to clean everything.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
And then, like, my back's hurting already from standing there so long. She comes back, looks at the recipe book, and she's like, you know what? Shoot, I'm actually missing a few ingredients. Do you think you could run down to the corner store?
Okay, so
I like how you guys went from like first date to like, I don't know, long-term relationship status already.
Right. So I say, like, all right. And then she's like, actually, you know, I need a couple more things. Here's a list. And then I'm at the store alone with this list of like 15 things that I'm spending my money on this first date with this girl. And I'm just like, what am I doing? You know?
So you're basically just running errands for her at this point.
Yeah. So I bought all of her groceries. She cooks the dinner, and the dinner's good. So then she invites me to watch a movie on the couch. And I'm like, all right, cool. Things are finally getting good, you know? So right before I sit down on the couch with her, she's like, oh, my God, I actually haven't walked my dog today, and my ankle's hurting. Do you think you could walk my dog for me?
Okay.
Go walk the dog for me.
Yeah, and I'm like, really?
Did you just start laughing? Because it's almost humorous at this point, right?
Like, do everything.
Yeah, I know. I just felt awkward. I was like, well, it's not her dog's fault. Let me go walk the dog real quick.
You are too nice.
Yeah, seriously.
So I walked the dog. I come back, and the dog was, like, really happy. I don't know if she ever takes her dog for a walk. Like, she loves me. So we come back, me and the dog. We start the movie, and she falls asleep. So, of course, I left. You know, I was like, okay, I guess my errands are done for the day.
That makes sense. Yeah, you did all you had to do. All your chores were done. She's tucked in. Yeah. You can go home now.
But
that makes sense.
You know what it'd be like if you guys ever got married, because you just lived the married life that night.
Yeah,
it was like the entire marriage without any of the benefits or trust or having a partner.
Yeah. Sweet. Wonder why you didn't want to just hang out for the rest of your life there.
Oh, man.
Well,
she's been calling me lately, too, and I'm sure she wants me to, like, pick up her dry cleaning this week.
Let's ask her, Ian, because she's actually on the other line listening.
Oh, my God. Is this the one where you have them listening the whole time?
Yeah. Morgan.
Yes.
You have any more chores for Ian to do?
I feel so terrible. Hey, Ian, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, this is awkward. I didn't know you were there.
Look, I had no idea. I just wasn't prepared for you and, like, that whole evening. But when you string it all together, yeah, it sounds really crappy. And God, that was not my intention. And I was not trying to make you an errand boy. I am so sorry. And look, I will pay you back for the groceries. I really liked you.
No, it's okay. It's not even that I mind the groceries that much, you know, but it's just, to be honest, I felt a little used. Like, here I am doing your chores. Like, you say you weren't prepared for the date, but, like, we planned our date. You know, that's why we met up.
No, I didn't think I would like you so much and want to come back to my house and that I'd want to actually cook for you. And I needed some help getting all that stuff done so I could do that. And I really just thought you liked my dog and wanted to hang out with him. So I'm surprised to hear that you thought I was, like, trying to pawn that off on you.
But Morgan, like, you sound very apologetic and that you didn't see what was happening until someone pointed it out to you. But it's also kind of like, weren't you embarrassed? You got a messy kitchen and you're inviting somebody over. Like, why didn't you guys just do a restaurant or something if you were going to go get something to eat?
Like I said, I didn't actually plan on bringing him back there. It just kind of organically happened. And so then I needed help to actually make the night happen.
Right.
I know.
Dog needed to be walked.
Yeah.
Furniture needed to be moved around. Pictures needed to be hung. Things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so literally I did, like, all of your chores for the week. It was, like, a bit much, you know? That's all I'm saying.
Okay, Ian, you made your point. Not like I asked for that much. I think you're being a bit dramatic. I mean,
are you serious? I did your groceries and walked your dog. Honestly, you should have tipped me at the end of all this.
Look, you were going down to get the ingredients for our dinner. What was the problem with picking up just like a few more things if you're already at the grocery store?
Oh, my God.
What about walking your dog? He's quite overweight. I don't even think you walked him ever. The guy loves me, and I hardly even knew him.
I actually thought that was something you were interested in. It was almost like you suggested it. I wasn't trying to get you to walk my dog for me. I'm very capable of walking my own dog, thank you.
Yeah, you're capable of it, but your dog's like one milk bone away from having a heart attack.
Oh, God. Oh, whoa. Now we're getting a little personal, guys.
Well, Ian, would you like to go on a second date with Morgan? We'll pay for it. It sounds like you want to. I'm just making sure.
No.
No?
I don't think I'm interested in dating someone who is not appreciative of me cooking their dinner for them.
Oh.
And you know what, Ian? If I want to be mad about something, I don't even think you said thank you.
I feel like I thanked you by doing your groceries for you, walking your dog, doing all of your chores. That seems like a pretty good thank you to me. And then you fell asleep. What do you want me to do? Go out and buy you a blanket?
Just so that you know, Ian, the paper towels you bought were the completely wrong paper towels. They were the brown ones that don't actually absorb anything.
Oh, wow.
I hate
That's
those.
because you don't deserve the good ones, honey.
Wow.
Oh,
That's
paper
probably the
towels
biggest
sold.
slam I've ever heard in a second date. You don't deserve good paper towels.
You know, I was actually thinking of going to second base with you, but forget it. After this, no way.
What is second base? Some kind of home goods store I don't know about that I have to pick more stuff up?
Get your hands all over those things.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
If you want to leave a lasting impression on a first date, you should always make the other person fear for their life.
No.
Yeah, it's good. They'll remember it for a long time. And who knows? You know, you take them out, you scare them to death, and then they'll be like, you know, we're not going to be on this planet forever. We could die at any moment. Maybe they're willing to take a risk that night. And that's what Eric did on his date that he wants to talk about today. Eric apparently put the fear of God into her right away and is now wondering why he's not getting a call back. Eric, how are you?
I'm all right.
Oh my God, what did you do?
Yeah, you guys make it seem like I pushed her out of a plane or something. It wasn't anything like that.
Yeah. Well, but your
Sounds
email
like-
did say that you scared her.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Like on
Why don't you tell everybody what you did?
Well, basically, I'm single, you know, and my buddy's a mutual friend with this girl who's like, oh, you should go out with my friend Nicole. She's single. Who knows? It might work out. So, you know, I'm down, and I check out her Facebook page, and she's cute, you know, and some of her photos look like she's having fun, like, you know, she goes fishing, and she just seemed like she's active, and I'm pretty active, and I'm like, all right, this girl looks like a good time. She's hot. So I'm like, why not, you know, and I ask her out, and she says, cool. And so then I went to go pick her up, and, you know, I have a car too, but I have a motorcycle, and so I thought, how awesome would it be to roll up on the bike?
Oh, no.
No.
Big mistake,
Nope.
Eric.
I would not get on it to save my life.
Yeah,
There's no way.
As a guy who rides motorcycles, I've tried that a few times on dates. I mean, I've asked before. I've asked beforehand. I'll be like, "Hey, I ride a motorcycle. It's sunny. Do you want to go for a ride?" And they always go, "No, thank you."
Yeah.
Girls are not necessarily as big of fans of motorcycles as most dudes are. So you didn't tell her that you wanted to pick her up on a motorcycle. You just showed up on a bike.
Yeah, man. I mean, I showed up, I had a helmet, and I was like, look, this is going to be fun. I'm a great rider. Never had any, you know, moving violations or accidents or anything.
Oh my God, now you cursed yourself. Yeah, she has no idea who you are. Do you just expect her to get on the back?
Yeah. I thought she'd be excited about it. I thought it was kind of a good idea. You know, I mean, I've actually gone on dates with girls in the past where I've done this, and they love the bike.
Okay. But she did not.
No.
What was her reaction when you pulled up on a motorcycle?
I rolled up, and she was kind of like, you're kidding me.
So she didn't want to go on the motorcycle, so what'd you do?
I actually convinced her to come on.
You did?
You did? You should have just been like, hey, screw it, we'll go get a cab.
Yeah, or I'll park here, let's Uber.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I had to convince her pretty hard. I was sort of like, it's going to be fun, you know, trust me, there's a freedom to it. You know, you'll totally have the best time. You'll probably not want to get off. I guarantee you this will be one of the greatest things you've ever experienced.
Oh, man.
That is a big sell, sir.
Yeah.
So she finally got on?
Yeah, so she got on.
Okay.
Was she like white knuckling you the whole time, just grabbing onto you for dear life?
Well, at one point, you know, we started to get into the speed limit, and she started, like, kind of screaming. I sort of heard, like, a, ah! And I thought she was having a good time, like, you know. I thought it was like an excited yell, and so I kind of sped up, and then I sort of felt like a really deep, like, knuckle in my stomach kind of grab through my jacket. And I was like, I think I need to pull over and see what's going on here just to be safe. And so we pull over, we're probably 6 blocks down the street. We weren't even that far. And she had been screaming, and she's like, I don't ever want to do that again.
Oh, no.
It's terrible.
She was really scared. And at that point, I was like, oh, man, what do I do here? And she was just like kind of freaked out. So I was like, look, let's call an Uber, like you guys suggested earlier, which I probably should have done in the first place. And she was kind of like, okay, fine. So we waited around. She got in the car, and then I met her at the restaurant.
And now how did the date go after?
Well, it was definitely awkward at first. I mean, she was really kind of shaken up. And I felt bad.
She's like, I need a drink now.
Yeah,
just somebody pour alcohol down my throat.
Yeah. So it was a little awkward, and she was sort of like fidgety and maybe scared. And at that point, I was kind of like, oh, my God, is it slipping away from me? But we kind of loosened up after a drink. And at the end of it, I was like, look, let's do this again. No motorcycle. I'll pick you up in my car. We'll drive safely. And she said, okay, I'd like to maybe do that. And then she told me she'd be in touch with me.
I can't believe she even showed up for the dinner. Like, she must have liked you at some point. I would have just stood you up right there and went home.
Just tell the Uber, hey,
yeah,
get
well,
me
it's
back
fine.
home.
I'm done with this.
Yeah, well, when she did show up, I was kind of like, oh, my God, I still have
a chance.
Did
you spend the most of the time apologizing profusely at dinner?
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
As you should.
Yeah, you should have. So you said that the plan was for her to contact you, and she hasn't,
Right.
obviously.
But she said, I'll be in touch. And so, a couple days go by, and I hadn't heard from her. So I gave her a text. Just wanted to make sure she was okay. And I'm texting her, and I'm like, look, I'm so sorry. No more bikes. I'll bring my car this time. No helmets will be involved in any future date.
It'd be awesome if you showed up on the next date in a NASCAR. Let's do this.
Yeah. But I'm thinking, did the bike really freak her out that much? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it wasn't that crazy. But
Yeah, but
apparently, she's not texting me back, and I haven't heard from her. So
Maybe you haven't heard from her because after your bike ride, she just suddenly got a love for motorcycle riding and has been riding across the country, just exploring this fine nation on her motorcycle.
I highly doubt that.
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
All right, thanks.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
We're right in the middle of a second date update, and in case you missed the first part, Eric is on the phone with us right now. He wants us to call a girl named Nicole. He picked her up for their first date on his motorcycle. Only problem was he didn't tell her that he was coming over on his motorcycle. She didn't even want to get on the thing. He convinced her to get on, and a little while into the ride, she made him pull over because she was scared to death. She got an Uber to the restaurant while he took his motorcycle and met her there. Started things off very awkward, and now she's not giving him a call back. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, poor girl.
All right, Eric, you ready to make your phone call?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah,
All right.
you going to put her in a death trap again if you go out on a second date, Eric?
Yeah, no more of that.
Okay.
Let's go skydiving on our second date.
exactly.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
let's just stick to a movie or something.
All right, I'm going to dial the phone number right now, see if we can get her on the phone and get your second date update. Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, is Nicole there?
This is she.
Hey, Nicole, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay.
Okay. How you doing?
What is this? What's going on?
We do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. It's where if you go on a date with somebody and then end up not calling them after, we call you to find out why. And we recently got an email from somebody who went on a date with you.
Really?
Yeah, his name is Eric. And I guarantee you remember going out with Eric because he almost killed you.
Yes. It's hard to forget a date like that. Yeah.
So Eric told us a little bit about your date and the fact that he's been trying to get a hold of you and you haven't been calling him back. So he asked us to see if we could get you on the phone and find out why. I'm assuming it was the motorcycle ride that you didn't want to go on that's causing you to not call him back.
I mean, it wasn't a great start. You start off with the basic, why wouldn't you tell me you were going to pick me up on a motorcycle question?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you probably want to check on that before just showing up to your house like, hey, get on the back of my hog. We're going for a ride.
Yeah.
You had to have liked him a little bit, because I can't even believe that you showed up to the restaurant after that whole incident.
Honestly, I thought about at that point just saying, you know what, this isn't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, he said he'd call me an Uber, and I was like, well, I'm already out here, and he's trying to make it better, and so I thought maybe I should give him another chance.
Okay. That is very nice of you.
Pity date.
So did you enjoy dinner with him then?
Well, I mean, we got there, and I was still really kind of shaken up. But it did start to get better when we got drinks, and I sort of sunk into date mode. You start asking the typical questions and doing the typical first date stuff.
And was the conversation going well and you guys were hitting it off?
Up to a point.
Up to a point.
That's always
okay.
It's like a bless her heart, bye.
Yeah. What do you mean up to a point?
Well, I started asking, what movies do you like and what do you do for fun? Basic stuff.
Yeah.
And one of my, first date questions is, do you have any guilty pleasures? And you ask a question like that and you sort of expect, I like to watch Dancing with the Stars, or I really like chick flicks, or something to that effect. But he says, married women.
What?
Say that again?
Say that one more time. What'd you say?
Married women.
Is his guilty
pleasure?
So that was my reaction. I started laughing because I definitely thought he was joking, but I looked up and he wasn't laughing or smiling or anything. He was completely serious.
What did he mean by that?
He enjoys being with married women. I mean,
what?
Oh my!
But I mean, that's like a big old red flag, way more than the motorcycle.
Wait,
why would he offer that? Why would you tell anybody that?
Yeah, and on a first date. I mean, that's definitely not first date for me.
No.
What did you say to him?
I sort of panicked, and I was like, how many times? Thinking, maybe it was just one, and he was like, oh, it's my, kind of like a confession, like it's my guilty pleasure. I did it once, and it was guilty, and he literally couldn't give me a definitive answer because there were too many to count.
Oh no!
Hey, you got to give it to him. At least he's honest.
I suppose, but that's probably, where I'm going to have to draw the line.
All right. You've probably told a lot of your friends about that, huh?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
That's a good story.
Yeah,
It's an awesome story.
That
It's
is a
like
great story.
ultimate worst date story ever.
Nicole,
I'm always going to win.
yeah, you are. I also have to tell you that Eric is actually on the phone listening to this conversation and wants to talk to you.
What?
That mother lover Eric is on the other line. Eric, where are you at?
Oh, man. This is so misunderstood. There's such a misunderstanding here.
Come on.
There's a misunderstanding. You said that your guilty pleasure was being with married women.
No. First of all, I misunderstood what you meant by guilty pleasure, obviously.
Yeah, I guess.
Understand that.
I thought she was like, what's something you kind of feel like you may have been guilty of in the past that you want to admit to me? And I was like,
Oh, yeah. I do married women. It's my thing.
What about you?
It's not like I date married women. I've had a few experiences where married women have been attracted to me. It's not like I always follow through. She's making it sound a lot worse than it really is, actually.
Dude, you didn't really sound overly remorseful about it. It was a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's something you enjoyed.
Well, I mean, it just happened a couple of times.
Dude, you're an a-hole. You can't go around doing married women and then have other women think that that's okay.
I mean, in all honesty, married women are attracted to me. So it's more their fault than it is mine.
What are you going to do, right? Hey, if a married woman throws herself at you, you have to do it. You have no choice. Eric, so when you told us about your date, you didn't mention this conversation at all. Did this not seem like a big deal to you when you said that?
I didn't think it was.
What? How do you not think it is?
I don't know. It happened a few times in the past. And for the record, I don't think any husband has ever known about me.
Oh my gosh, that does not make
Good.
it better.
That makes it perfectly okay.
No.
I'm 100% serious.
That's not actually where the problem lies.
Why would she ever believe that you're not one big lying cheat after you admit something like that on a first date?
I don't think Eric's a liar. I think Eric is maybe honest to a fault. I think you can trust Eric, Nicole. That's one thing.
But I think that's accurate. I think he would cheat, but he would tell me.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not
Good
really
point.
sure that that's a win-win situation.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude.
I shouldn't have even brought it up.
No, you definitely shouldn't have brought that up.
I mean, again, it's not like I'm out looking for married women. I seem to drive. My bike attracts a lot of married women.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Married. It's not my fault. It just happens. It just seems to happen to me a lot. That's all I was kind of saying. Is that married women seem to come on to me a lot. Like,
You're not making this any better at all.
Yeah, I mean that's why I it's a guilty pleasure because I feel kind of guilty.
That makes sense.
You want to save your affinity for having sexual relations with married women until you guys are already dating for a little while, Eric. It's too early on a first date.
Honestly, Nicole, I thought we had a great time that night. I mean, aside from the bike and this misunderstanding in our conversation, I really think you're awesome. You're adorable. I don't know. You seem like someone I could definitely hang out with if you wanted to go out again.
He feels that way about you, Nicole, and you're not even married. That shows how much he cares. Yeah. Nicole, would you like to go out with Eric again? We'll pay for a second date.
Do it.
Don't you dare do it. That's the biggest red flag ever.
I really don't think so. I appreciate the offer, though.
All right. You sure?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. Maybe you can hit him up later on down the line when you're married.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Everybody knows that the best place to meet somebody isn't the coffee shop or online.
Okay.
It's club traffic. A lot of people sitting in club traffic right now. Yeah. Bunch of people sitting around, hot, bored, ready for action. And that's where Jamie met the girl that he wants to call today. Her name is Mackenzie. I guess he met her in traffic, which is impressive. What's up, Jamie? How are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. I've actually tried to meet somebody in traffic before. And anytime I've looked at a girl who's been next to me driving, I try to get her attention somehow. And you can always tell that she knows I'm looking at her because she will not look away from the road.
Yeah, she does.
And I have never been able to do it. So what's your trick, Jamie?
You got to be persistent.
Okay.
I don't know that that's a good trick to give.
You just keep honking. No, you just keep honking.
Is that what you did? You just honked at her a bunch and then you guys...
I just kept honking at her. Eventually, they're going to look.
Okay.
Okay, but the thing is, like, I've been hit on in traffic and someone held up a sign with their phone number on it. Like, but what does honking do? How do you make that work?
Well, how it worked with me was we were in traffic. We weren't moving. I was honking at her. I got her to roll down her window, and then I told her that I liked what her license plate said. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I like what your license plate said. She's like, what does my license plate say? I said, it says that we should go out sometime.
I'm actually
right.
giving you points for that one.
And that worked.
Yeah, it worked this time.
All right, so in the past, I guess it hasn't worked for you.
You've tried this before?
Did you get her number right there in traffic, or did you guys pull over and have a conversation?
Well, I gave her my number.
Okay.
I shouted my number to her, and then she texted me.
All right, cool.
Okay.
So what did you guys actually do when you went out?
Well, we went to a bar, you know, had some drinks, some appetizers. We were just getting to know each other.
Now, were you nervous? Because when you meet somebody online, at least you know kind of what their interests are and stuff before you go into this. You knew nothing about her, right?
I knew she was hot. I knew that for a fact.
That's all you really need to know sometimes.
Okay.
So did she seem into you on the date? I mean, I know she's not calling you back now, but do you think she was enjoying herself?
I mean, yeah, we were having a great time, you know. We were laughing, we were talking, and then there was this guy at the bar, really drunk guy that fell off the bar stool, and we both cracked up laughing at that. And then I kept imitating him falling off the bar stool, which just made her laugh even more.
Were you literally falling off your bar stool, making fun of this guy?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
All right. Did anything else happen other than the guy falling off his bar stool and entertaining you?
Well, I mean, we were eating appetizers, and she said she was finished, and I said, no, you're not. And she's like, yeah, no, I am. And I was like, no, and I grabbed her spoon, and I licked it.
What?
Whoa!
Why would you do that? I don't get that.
I'm a funny guy. It's timing. It was perfect. You had to be there.
But
Trust me, it was funny.
It was Brooke.
Did she laugh? Did she laugh at it?
Yeah, she laughed at it. I mean, maybe not as hard as the barstool thing, but she thought it was funny.
Okay.
I don't.
So, how did everything end with you guys?
So the weirdest thing happened. Towards the end of the night, her friend shows up at the bar, and we were both really surprised. And so her friend said that she needed help with something immediately, and that, so she said she had to go and help her friend out.
Oh.
So her friend randomly showed up to the bar that you were at and said that she needed help with something.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
You realize how that sounds, right?
Like she set it up.
Yeah, it sounds like she used her friend, like she made the 911 call that she needed to bail.
No. I would know that. I would know if No, I saw the surprise on her face when her friend showed up. She didn't know she was coming.
Okay.
And what was the last thing you two said to each other before she rushed out to help her friend?
I just said, hey, I'll text you. She said, yeah, see you in traffic.
See you in traffic? All right, that's not exactly like, yeah, I can't wait to go out again. You realize that, right, Jamie?
That was a joke, about how we met.
How many times have you tried to get a hold of her, Jamie?
Ooh, let me see, about 4 times.
3 or 4 times. And have you heard anything back at all?
I have not.
So why do you think she's not calling you back?
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe she's busy, or maybe she found somebody funnier, which I doubt is possible, but, whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
All right.
All right, man. Just hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
I'm looking forward to this phone call for the second date update today. If you're just joining us, we are in the middle of a second date update. Jamie is on the phone, and we're about to call the girl that he went out with named Mackenzie. The way their night ended was Mackenzie's friend randomly showed up to the same bar they were at, had an emergency, and got Mackenzie to leave with her. And Jamie is convinced that it was all just a big coincidence. We all say that she obviously texted a friend of hers to come to the bar and rescue her because she wasn't enjoying the date. Jamie, are you ready to find out if she did set that whole thing up or if you're right?
She did not set that up.
Okay.
Are you sure?
I am telling you, she was genuinely surprised. You know how I know that it wasn't coincidence that her friend showed up and she was genuinely surprised? Because she made this noise when she saw her.
No, that sounds staged, Jamie. Even that noise sounds staged.
No, that's somebody who's really surprised. They're really caught off guard.
Okay, so she gasped when she saw her friend, and that's how you know it's legit.
Yes.
All right, well, I'm going to dial her phone number right now and see why she's not getting back to you, okay?
Okay, let's get to the bottom of this.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is Mackenzie there?
This is me. Hello?
Hey, Mackenzie, how are you? This is Jubal. I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Hi.
Why are you calling?
Hi, Mackenzie.
Well, I'm calling because one of our listeners actually sent us an email about you.
Oh, that's weird.
It was somebody who is a big fan of yours and would love to hang out with you, but you're not calling him back after you guys went on a date.
Oh.
Have you been on a lot of dates recently, or?
No, not really. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Is his name Jamie?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, you got it right. Jamie emailed us because he said that you guys went out on a date and he had a great time, but now you're not calling him back, so he can't figure it out. And he was wondering if we could get you on the phone and find out why.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Do you mind telling us?
I don't know. kind of weird date, I guess you could say, in the category of weird dates.
He seems a little strange.
Yeah.
What was the weirdest thing about Jamie?
He just, he's one of those guys who just tries to make you laugh, like, a lot. And when we first met, I thought he was funny because we were in traffic, and he started honking at me.
He told us how you guys met. He was in traffic, honked at you, and used some cheesy pickup line.
Yeah, it was actually funny, though. He talked about my license.
I actually gave him points for that because it was a pickup line that was obviously cheesy, but not creepy.
Yeah, and it was kind of creative, like no one ever done that before. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I thought, why not? I'll go out with this guy and see what he's all about. And I found out what he was all about.
That sounds so positive when you say it like that.
Sounds like you didn't like what Jamie is all about.
No, not really.
Okay, so what is Jamie all about?
He's too much, honestly. Like, he kept doing this thing where he would imitate this guy, like, who fell out of his chair, and it was kind of funny. But then he kept doing it. Yeah. He did it like 6 or 7 times in a row.
I had a feeling even when he was telling us that story that it was overkill.
Yeah, and did he tell you about his impressions?
No, he didn't tell us anything about impressions.
Who knew he was an impressionist?
Oh, yeah, really great, awkward impressions that are not at all like the people that they're supposed to be. Like, he did President Obama and James Bond and Morgan Freeman. But, get this, like, President Obama didn't sound like anything like him at all. And Morgan Freeman, he just, like, lowers his voice a little bit. And James Bond, nothing changed at all.
Nothing changed.
Hello there. I am Jameson Bond.
Yeah. Every impression he did sounded just like himself.
Because they were really bad?
No, they were the worst that I've ever heard. They were terrible.
Michelle and I welcome you to the White House.
What?
Oh, it's President Obama on the phone.
What the hell is going on?
Well, Mackenzie, I was waiting to tell you this, but Jamie is actually on the other line listening.
Or the president.
Or, yeah, it could be President Obama who just broke into our conversation. I don't know, but...
Did you hear that, Mackenzie? That was President Obama listening in.
Oh, gosh. Wow. Oh.
I'm Bond.
Yeah.
James Bond.
Jamie, that doesn't, there's like...
Jamie, what are you doing on the phone?
Because I didn't know how to get a hold of you. I couldn't get you to call me back or text me back.
Oh, my God. I don't know what to say to you, Jamie. This is really weird.
I just don't understand. I mean, you were laughing at all of my impressions. I mean, you didn't say anything. Come on. Come on, that Obama, you couldn't tell the difference.
No, it's not about any of your horrible impressions. It's about the whole night and how you didn't stop. Keep going.
Right, I didn't stop because you were laughing. Why would I stop? You were laughing.
I was trying to be polite and nice.
No.
No.
Jamie,
yes. I mean, she's saying
Jamie.
it. How can you say no and disagree with her when it's Mackenzie herself telling you this?
I know genuine laughter when I hear genuine laughter. She thought I was funny.
Yeah, but Jamie, I mean, the point of a first date is to get to know each other, right? So if you're on the whole time, Mackenzie doesn't ever get a look at who you really are.
Exactly.
Do you know who this is? The penguins are marching along the ice. Huh?
I don't get it.
Hey, Jamie, who was that?
Come on. It's Morgan Freeman.
How is that Morgan?
Oh, the penguin.
What?
Got it, Jamie. You know what? I recognized the voice because I was like, dude, I know where it's from. It was just on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, my God.
Right? It's Morgan Freeman, huh?
Yeah.
Jamie.
And he's always doing that at the end of his sentences, going like, eh.
Jamie, that is like, has anyone ever told you that you're good at those in your life?
I don't have to have anyone tell me. I hear their laughter when I do them. That's how I know they're funny.
Oh, man.
That's, man,
You don't get it.
Just keep doing you, man. You know funny.
Oh.
Right?
I do know funny. and Mackenzie knows I was funny. There's just some other reason she's not telling you the truth.
Yeah, that's
Really?
it.
So you're
Mackenzie's
saying
a
that
liar.
Mackenzie is lying to us and using the fact that she didn't think you were that funny as an excuse?
Yeah, so Mackenzie, what's the real reason? Come on.
I don't think you can handle the truth.
No. I can handle the truth. Hey, who was that? Who was that?
We don't know. I'm not. No.
You can handle the truth? Come on.
I think it's you can't even. Okay.
Come on, it's Jack Nicholson.
Oh.
Like you didn't know. Come on.
I know. Hey, Jamie, we're just
all liars.
everybody's kind of screwing with you right now. Your impressions are really
You are
good.
so evil, Jubal.
You're doing a great job.
Why are you feeding that?
I hear the laughter, so obviously I'm funny and good.
Exactly. Like every time you do it, we're cracking up.
Exactly.
All right.
No.
Before we let this whole thing come to an end, I do have to ask Mackenzie something. Mackenzie, would you like to go on a second date with Jamie? We will pay for it. Jamie and all of his personalities.
I would love to go out with somebody else, anybody but Jamie.
Oh, well, how about you go out with Stewie, a baby?
Family.
What?
Stewie.
That's Stewie from Family Guy, isn't it, Jamie?
Yes, you got it.
Yeah. Spot on, Jamie. You are impressive, dude. Hey, we're going to keep your phone number in case we ever need to use you for something, all right?
That's awesome, but hey, it's not free.
Hey,
you're
dude,
charging.
for the type of work
You're
that you do,
charging
we'll
for
pay
that.
for that voice work. Don't worry about it. You're good. Mackenzie, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Jamie, you take care, man, and don't worry. You're going to be okay.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Wow.
See, you got it.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The guy on the phone for a second date update today has a lot in common with me.
Uh-oh.
He's a rapper.
Oh. Okay.
You know, I spit a rhyme from time to time.
I've
I
never-
just did right there. I didn't even know it.
Never heard you rap in my life.
Sean is his name. Sean's on the phone right now. He wants to do a second date update with a girl named Kelsey. Sean, how you doing?
I'm all right.
So you're a rapper and you met this girl at one of your shows?
Well, she was there to see the show, and I saw her in the audience, and then I asked one of my guys who was on stage, the hype man, could he bring her backstage?
Oh, there you go.
Really?
All right.
So you just liked her because she was super hot then?
I mean, based off of outer appearance, yes.
Yeah. And you're not looking out in the crowd going like, I bet she has a great personality. I need her backstage right now because I bet you she can make me laugh back there.
That girl seems quirky, bro.
Yeah.
That would be so amazing if that was true, though.
So you had her brought backstage. What was your first impression when you started talking to her?
She seemed like a real person. Like, she didn't deal with the fake, and I like that when people can get straight to the point and be blunt.
And did you guys actually go out on a date, or are you considering hanging out backstage your first date?
Well, we went to the bar after the show.
Okay. Okay.
So you haven't like met up with her for dinner or anything. You just hung out with her that night.
I'm trying to now.
I'm sorry. If a rapper is like, hey, come backstage, I'm thinking that I'm going to start making out with the guy. Did you guys make out?
I wanted to while we were conversing, but I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
What was the conversation like when you guys were at the bar? Did everything seem cool?
Yeah, it seemed cool. We talked about our likes and dislikes, the normal conversation.
And you were, I mean, she's for sure single because you just pick a random girl out of the crowd.
Well, yeah, she said she was single, and I was really feeling her vibe. There was good vibrations coming from her, and I was giving them back, and we seemed like we were really hitting it off.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you because, I mean, I do stand-up comedy. And sometimes you meet somebody after a show, and like if you hang out and have drinks and they go away, usually I'm like, whatever. I don't meet people at shows where I'm like, I have to contact her again. So what about her makes you want to track her down?
Well, honestly, it was her look, and she was definitely smart. She had a thing about her. She wasn't like the typical girl that I would meet after a show.
In your email, you said that there's a reason you think she's not calling you back. What's the reasoning?
Well, the night that we hung out, later that night, I texted her kind of late, so maybe there was a misunderstanding and she thought it was for a booty call or something. I'm not sure.
What did you text her? What'd you say?
Are you up?
Yeah.
That's a booty call.
If you get a text after like 10 o'clock at night that says, "Are you up?" that usually means, "Hey, can I come over and we do it?"
Oh, I had just left from over there like a few hours ago, but I was having trouble sleeping, so I was wondering if she wanted to talk.
You really wanted to talk.
Sort of.
Yeah,
Sorta.
exactly. Just admit to what the text message was.
In all honesty, if she would have told me I could come over, I would have been there in a heartbeat. But
Yeah.
I was just trying to talk. Like I enjoyed her company, and I liked how she conversed.
So you're actually looking for, I mean, you could see a relationship with this girl.
It's a possibility because, I mean, again, we only hung out once, but I like to get to know her better.
So the reason you think she's not calling you back is because you think she thinks you were trying to do a booty call.
I hope that's not it, but yes.
That's exactly what I would have thought.
Have you tried to send her any texts other than that one?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. And what did those say, and how many?
Maybe like 3 or 4 other ones, but she doesn't respond, so.
Are you only texting her late at night after your shows?
Sometimes before I went on stage, there was one text said, "Hey, I'm about to go on."
All right.
Switch it
How
up
do you
a
even
little.
respond to that? Like, good job.
All right, well, we're going to play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Thanks, I really appreciate it.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's time for your second date update. Sean went out with a girl named Kelsey. I don't know what rhymes with Kelsey at all.
Chelsea?
Chelsea could. So Kelsey is not Chelsea. And they went out. You see what I mean? I was talking about earlier how I'm a rapper too.
Yeah.
Filthy, bro. Bars.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. Bars for days. It's time for your second date update. If you don't understand why I was doing that, Sean is on the phone, and Sean is a rapper. He actually met the girl that he wants us to call today at one of his shows. He was on stage performing, saw her, liked her, sent one of his guys to go grab her and bring her backstage. They talked for a while, even had drinks at the bar, but now she's not texting or calling him back. He's texted her a few times. He thinks the reason that she's not getting back is because later that night, after he dropped her off, he sent her a text saying, "Are you up?" which is international code for, "Hey, I want a booty call." And so he's thinking that maybe she thinks that's all he's about. Sean, are you about ready to give her a call?
Yes, please.
Do you have like something prepared that's sweet to say to her to prove that you're really interested?
No, but I can.
Okay, think about something.
Yeah, you might want to think about it while we're talking to her. I'm going to dial her phone number right now, get her on the phone, and see why she's not calling you back, okay?
Thank you.
Yep, here we go. Hi, can I speak to Kelsey, please?
This is she.
Hey, Kelsey, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Okay. I'm good. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm glad to be speaking with you.
Thanks. What can I do for you?
Well, you can start by telling me why you're not calling my boy Sean back.
Sean?
Yep. You know Sean?
That just got a little awkward.
I'm calling you because Sean, a guy that you hung out with a little while ago, emailed us for a second date update.
He did?
Yes, he did. He told us about how he met you at one of his shows and you guys talked for a while, but you haven't been texting him or calling him back, and he really was hoping to see if you guys could go out again, so he emailed us to give you a call.
Okay. This is so awkward. Look, I didn't mean to seem to lead this guy on, but, I mean, we only met each other once. I don't know why he's, like, putting this on the radio and everything.
Because he wants to see you again.
Yeah.
Is there a particular reason why you're not answering any of Sean's text messages?
He's a really nice guy, but I just don't think I'm really interested in seeing him again.
Okay, can you tell us why, though? Because he sent us an email. He really wants to know.
Do I really need to tell him? I mean, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Can he just leave it at that?
I mean, I guess it's up to you. You don't have to tell him, or you don't have to tell us, but he's curious. He would like to know. I mean, if he's doing something wrong, maybe he could fix it for future girls that he wants to take out?
Like, he's not doing anything wrong. It just didn't work out.
So he didn't do anything wrong, so why not see him again?
Actually, I don't want to see him again because I'm seeing somebody else right now, and it's kind of going well, and I want to keep it that way.
So you had a boyfriend, or you were dating somebody?
No, I was single when I met him. I just met another guy at the concert, and that's been going really well for me. And
Okay, so you met some other dude at the concert.
Well, actually, before I met Sean, I had drinks with somebody else, and this guy and I hit it off a lot better than Sean and I did. So,
who is this dude? Who is this dude that's moving in on Sean's territory?
Whoa, I am not territory, first of all.
I'm just joking, Kelsey.
Secondly, the guy's name was Royce, and he was really cool. We really clicked well.
Really? Hold on. His name Royce? Really?
Hey,
you're not
Sean.
talking to me because of Royce?
Sean, hold on. I haven't told her that you're on the other line yet.
Oh my God.
Kelsey, that's Sean. He was actually listening to the conversation.
What? Like,
I know Royce. He's a sleaze bag. You're not talking to me because of Royce?
What?
Really?
Wow.
What's going on right
Okay.
now?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Kelsey, that's how these things work. We kind of find out the reason that you're not calling somebody back, and they listen on the other line. Who is Royce?
Yeah, what's his...
Royce is the hype guy who went and grabbed her for me.
Oh, really?
Are you serious?
And he had drinks with her first?
Clearly, this is ridiculous.
Oh my God.
So your boy who you're like, hey, go grab that girl.
He grabbed her.
He did grab her, I guess.
I can't believe this happened. Kelsey, really?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but, we got along really well.
You do realize it's my hype man, right?
Okay. I don't see why that would affect how I feel about him. I mean, we've been getting along really well. He's a really cool guy.
Sean, have you actually talked to Royce about Kelsey not calling you back and everything, too?
Yeah, we actually talked a few times about it, and he played dumb on the whole idea. He was like, I don't know what's going on.
Oh,
wow.
That's
wow.
messed
So
up.
one of the dudes in your own group moved in on Kelsey.
Wow.
I really feel like this is bullshit, and I don't understand why Royce would do this and be lying to me. And two, why Kelsey would choose this guy over me.
I mean, he was a great guy. That's all there is to it. I really enjoyed spending time with him. I have the right to choose who I want to hang out with.
Kelsey, can Royce do this? Mr. Seductive, a.k.a. counterproductive, stay doing nothing, but how do you trust him? I tell you, I'm changing the substance in your bodily functions from making you love him, a.k.a. verbal mental thugging. Basically, it's mental drugging. Now, come here. Let me get you more comfortable. As I flip you out of something, I commence to love it. My hobby is playing verbal volley from the looks of things. You like the word wrestle, probably.
Would you stop laughing?
That was really good, though.
It was pretty good.
Impressed.
Kelsey, you sure you don't want to think about it? Will you go out on a second date with Sean? We will pay for it. I think you should.
Yeah,
because that was pretty good.
He's like a good rapper, and he's really sweet.
Yeah, see?
I don't like you. That's the thing. Like, drop it. You barely know me.
Oh.
You barely know me. Find another girl at the concert. Like, really.
All right.
I mean,
Oh, man.
Sorry, Sean.
Was it? You think it was the lyrics?
No, I don't think it was the lyrics.
Good. The lyrics were good.
What are you going to do now, though, that you have to go back to your buddy Royce?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm still going to beat his ass.
How many people are there in your group, by the way?
4 of us.
All right, it's about to be 3.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Today's second date update is crazy. This guy, Jake, is on the phone, and he actually met the girl that he wants us to call at a wedding. That's not that crazy. That happens a lot. But she was the bride.
What?
Okay, we don't even want to be involved in this. I'm going to put my foot down right now.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
She
thank
wasn't
God.
involved. But he did meet her at a wedding.
Oh, my God, Jubal.
What's up, Jake? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Oh.
So your email said that you met the girl that you want to call today at a wedding. I made up the bride part. Tell us a little bit about her.
Well, I mean, she's really hot.
The first thing that attracts anyone.
Right. I did notice that she was packing heat in her booty.
There you go. That's nice. So you were at this wedding and you were like, damn, that is...
No, I know, I definitely was. I was eyeing the buffet before, but then I saw that and I'm like,
Wait a second. There's a much bigger honey glazed ham over there I would like to sample. So how did you approach her at the wedding? Did you already know her? Is she a friend or did you just meet her there?
She knew the groom and I was friends with the bride.
Okay, so you didn't know her prior to the wedding. You met her at the wedding.
No, I did not. We met at the wedding, yeah.
Okay.
And were you watching her the whole time to make sure she wasn't there with the date, or were you just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best?
I was just hoping. In retrospect, I probably should have checked.
Yeah. Most people go to weddings with dates, so.
Right. No, I didn't check. I just figured, what the hell? How often am I going to be able to see someone like that? I might as well approach her while I can.
So how did you approach her?
Well, this is really stupid thinking about in retrospect. I went over to her and I pretended to drop my wallet, and then I picked it up in front of her, and then I was like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to get in your way, and then I was like, hey, I didn't recognize you. Are you,
oh my God.
Do you know the bride or the groom? And she's like, oh, well, actually, I'm friends with the groom. And I was like, oh, well, I'm.
So that actually worked? You dropped your wallet in front of her like, oops, sorry about that.
Well, in my mind, it worked better than it actually did, but I think that it worked somewhat.
Did she see through it? She knew, obviously, that you were trying to pick up on her, right?
I'm pretty sure she did.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that she was aware.
It makes it easier also to ask for the number, like, hey, obviously I'm hitting on you. Can we go out? So you guys did go out, though. Tell us about your date.
Originally, we were going to go out to dinner, but I worked really late that night. Mm-hmm. And so, I called her like 4 or 5 hours before our date, and I was like, hey, I have this big project I have to be able to finish, so can we just do the date at my place? I can cook you dinner, and, maybe we can watch something.
Was that really your excuse, or was this just a plan to get her back to your place?
No, that is. I swear.
From now on, you're going to use it as an excuse.
Yeah, I guess that I should.
And so she came over to your house, and then what'd you guys do?
I made her dinner, and then we watched a movie, and we had a few drinks, made out a little bit.
Nice.
Is that it? Just make out, or did you guys do more?
Yeah, no, that was kind of it.
Oh, you're letting me down. I thought I was like, man, this started off as a dinner date at a restaurant, and now he's like, just said, I have to work late. Now she's back at the house, they're drinking, watching TV. This is going to end great. So you made out for a little while, and how did everything end with her?
I thought at least it went well, and the next day I went to text her just to check up to see how things were, and she never really responded.
So have you heard anything from her at all?
No, nothing.
Was the conversation easy when you guys were together, or was it like some awkward stuff?
Well, yeah, looking back on it, I think that I probably told one too many stories about being drunk with my buddies.
I'm going to go with
I've
yes.
been in that position before because I have a lot of drunk stories. It's pretty much the only stories I have. And so if I'm out on a date, I realize like, oh man, like every single story that I've said has been about me being hammered.
And they're impressive to your bros. They're not impressive to the lady.
No, not.
You know?
See, I had the same problem that Jubal had because I was like, yeah, this is a really great story. I'm drunk in that story. I'm drunk in that story too.
All right. So you think maybe that she just thinks you're like a party dude or something?
That's what I'm afraid of. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I wanted to call you guys because, I can legitimately have a normal date where we go to dinner and I don't talk about how I got drunk with my buddies all the time.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, and the ladies can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I feel like if you do that, if you talk about being drunk all the time, maybe a girl will look at you like, oh, you're not the type of dude.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I'm afraid, because it was a first meeting that she may just have the wrong idea. And I would love the chance to make it up.
Explain it to her that you're not always drunk. All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Thank you.
Okay, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
All right, Jake is on the phone, and today he wants to call a girl named Eliza. They met at a wedding, ended up having a date back at his house. He made her dinner. They watched some TV, made out a little bit. But then she left, and he hasn't heard a thing from her. The only thing that he thinks went wrong on the date is maybe he told one too many drunk stories, and maybe it turned her off. Because girls love it when you're on a first date, and you're just like, yeah, me and my buddy Chet, we're just like crushing beers. Oh, I got another story for you. It's about when me and my buddy Chet were crushing beers. He's like, so he feels like he kind of did that number, and now she's like, I don't know if I want to date this dude. He seems just like a kind of a douchebag. Would that be an appropriate breakdown of your date, Jake?
Unfortunately, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm about to dial the phone number. Any last thoughts before we get her on the phone?
I really do think that I can make it better. I really do think I can.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to dial the phone number, see if we can get her on the phone. Okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Eliza, please?
This is she.
Hi, Eliza. How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Do you have the wrong number?
I don't think so. Is your number 63855?
Yeah, that's my phone number.
Okay, then you're the Eliza that I want to talk to. How you doing today?
Okay, I'm fine, I guess.
Well, I'm calling you because a listener of ours recently sent us an email asking us to get a hold of you.
Okay, why?
Because you guys recently went out on a date and now you're not calling him back.
Okay.
His name is Jake. You met him at a wedding and then ended up having dinner at his house.
How do you guys know that? He sent you an email?
Yeah, he did. He told us a little bit about your date and also said that you're not calling him back. What did you think of Jake?
He seemed nice enough.
Nice enough.
Yeah, from meeting him, he seems like a good guy.
Okay, so everything you're saying sounds like you don't think that about him anymore, though.
Well, I mean, I'm not calling him back, so.
Okay.
Good point.
Yeah, very good point. Do you mind telling us why you don't want to see him again? He's curious.
Well, he kind of canceled our dinner date and invited me to go back to his place, which, I was a little skeptical about if he was just trying to get me, to go back to his place and have dinner there and whatever, but.
He told us about that, and I thought the same thing,
Oh.
because I even asked him when we talked to him, and I was like, that was a great excuse to get you back to his house, but he was 100% legit. He was working late.
Yeah, it sounds like a lie.
But did you enjoy dinner and everything with him when you went over to his house?
I did, and we had a good time at first, and then after a few drinks, we just kind of started talking, and he started just telling me stories about, like, all of his late nights with his buddies and how they get wasted every weekend and, like, all these crazy stories. And I don't know, I was just kind of a little taken back by that.
Okay, was it just too many drunk stories?
Well, yeah, and I mean, he started saying that his nickname was the Moose.
The Moose?
And,
Why is his nickname the Moose? Did he explain that? Or
well, he told me that his buddies call him that once they all start, and once especially he starts drinking.
What is
Why?
he do?
Did he
Yeah,
give you
what
an
is-
explanation?
He gave me a demonstration.
What? A demonstration?
I've got to hear
A
this.
demonstration of why they call him the Moose. Does it involve showing you a body part? Because that's where my mind instantly went.
No. No. He actually just grabbed the bottle of wine from the table and started chugging wine straight from the bottle.
Really? So was he just getting hammered on your date then?
I don't know exactly. He was drinking a lot.
Okay.
Did he
well, that's
want
what
you
the
to
Moose
like?
does.
Did he want you to like start chanting "moose, moose, moose" during it?
He did not ask me to do that, but I have a feeling that that's probably what usually happens.
Yeah, like if you would have started, he would have been like, "Yeah, this chick's down. She knows how Moose parties."
Oh my gosh.
What did you say when your date started chugging wine in front of you?
I mean, what do you say? I was just like, oh, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Are you going to be super impressed by that? Like, my patent move is chugging a whole bottle of wine in front of a girl. Trust me, it works every time.
I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
So, and then at one point, we were kind of watching TV, and he was still drinking, and he was like, well, maybe if we keep drinking, the little moose can come out and play.
No, he did not.
He actually referred to it as the Little Moose.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Hey, Eliza, when we talked to him, because we talked to everybody about their date, he left out the moose part. Have you been wanting to talk to the moose since?
I think I'm okay.
Okay, well, unfortunately, Eliza, the moose is actually on the other line and just heard what you said. Moose, you there?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, no.
You left out a very important part of your story there, Jake.
No, we talked about all kinds of party stories. I didn't leave anything out.
Yeah, but you didn't tell us that you refer to yourself as Moose and then asked her to touch the little moose.
Well, to be fair, I don't remember that.
So that's a good sign.
There you go.
You don't remember that? Are you serious?
Listen, I feel really bad. I felt like I already ruined the date because I had to move it to my place, and I wanted to impress you, so I wanted to sound adventurous. And I'm like, well, what adventure stories have I done? And they all ended up involving me drinking.
Well, there's a difference between being adventurous and acting like a frat boy.
Beer bonging wine in front of your date.
I'm sorry. I'm a fun guy when I party, and I wanted you to experience the moose. Ride the antlers. That's what I do sometimes.
Jake, getting drunk on a first date and calling yourself the moose is just it's not cool. And I'm looking for somebody who's more mature than that.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? And I made a mistake, and I feel bad. Once again, I was nervous. I wasn't making the best decisions. I was nervous because I liked you.
And Eliza, you couldn't have hated it that much. I mean, you did make out with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of regret that, but...
You regret that? You regret making out with me?
Uh-oh. The moose is loose, it sounds like. Jake is upset.
That's really insulting.
Well, Jake, from what you told us, you didn't really exactly sell yourself very well. Maybe. When did you guys make out? Did you guys make out before he started calling himself the moose or after, Eliza?
It was before.
It was before, okay.
Oh.
So she was down with making out with you until you started calling yourself the moose, and then she regrets it. I don't necessarily think it's that rude, Jake.
It's just, I can't believe she said that, though.
Jake, how about this? You got like 10, 15 seconds. Sell yourself to Eliza right now and make her think that you're not just a drunken D-bag.
Eliza, I apologize. I really do like you, and I was nervous. And I promise if I see you again that you'll really get to know the real me.
Eliza, would you like to go out on a second date with Jake? I will pay for it.
You know, the moose, I just don't think that's going to happen.
Oh,
but
come on.
I feel like hopefully you learned something, and maybe you won't do this to the next girl you try to have a first date with.
One more date with the moose, and he'll prove to you. Maybe the moose won't even be there. It'll just be Jake.
Nah, I think I'm good.
Really?
All right.
That's too bad,
Well, thank you for your
Eliza.
time, Eliza. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, Jake, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
No second date for you.
I unfortunately understand.
Yeah, maybe if you would have been the moose the whole time, you would have been able to seal the deal. I think that's the problem. Jake is boring.
And you know what? This moose is going to find a female me.
We need more moose in our lives.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592. It just says, bruh, you made the moose angry.
Yeah,
You did. Don't insult the moose.
No, dude.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the second date update that was obviously taped while Brooke was still here. She's out on maternity leave, and Jackie is filling in. But Jake wanted to call a girl named Eliza. They hung out, watched Netflix, stuff like that. Drank a little bit. That's kind of what he said.
Yeah.
Drank a little bit. He drank a lot. Turns out Jake is kind of a frat boy.
Yeah, he's a bro.
Yeah, he's a super bro. And he calls himself the Moose.
Right there just speaks volumes.
If any dude calls himself the anything, you're a bro.
Pretty much know they're a D-bag right away.
Yep.
So he got hammered while they were hanging out and kept calling himself the Moose and talking about all the crazy things that the Moose does when he drinks.
I picture posters hanging in his apartment, too.
Yeah.
With like Bud Light girls.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Even made an offer for the little Moose to come out and play. So Eliza was not down with that. She thought that he was kind of douchey and didn't want to go out with him again.
Yeah. And I like how guys like him, they don't get it. Even after he's like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah.
No one's turned down the Moose.
Yeah.
Did you not hear how I describe myself? I describe myself as a very powerful animal. and also not one that you would normally think of as being a powerful animal, a moose, which also are kind of funny animals. Therefore, I'm powerful and I have a good sense of humor. I have everything that a chick wants. That's pretty much what Moose thinks of himself.
Yeah. But he's single. Mm-hmm, that's
surprising.
Weird. Yeah.
Yeah. But he says there is a female moose out there who will want to date the moose.
Oh, I'm sure. He'll find his equivalent.
He will. And you'll see them at the bar when it's closing down, fighting in a parking lot somewhere.
Absolutely.
Both of them crying and angry. Yes. He's like, you just lost out. This moose relationship is over. Yep. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the moose who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Moving 92.5. Second date update.
I feel like modern dating has gotten so crazy lately. Sometimes you just have to take a page out of the old 1950s dating book.
As a woman, I'm going to go with no on that one.
No, I'm saying just go back to the basics. Keep it simple.
Okay,
Take your
like
best
what?
gal to a movie. Split a cherry Coke.
Okay.
Do a little necking in the back row. Before you know it, you're going steady.
Oh.
Wow, going steady.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that in a
And you
long
got
time.
yourself a little housewife.
They're
Yeah.
easy, and that's what one of our listeners, Josh, did for his first date. He went old-fashioned, took his girl to a simple movie. Isn't that right, Josh?
Yeah, kinda.
What do you mean,
Oh,
kinda? How is that a kinda? Like you either went to the movies or you didn't?
We went together, but didn't go together.
Yeah, you're not being clear here.
Yeah, you went together, but you didn't?
Yeah, what do you
Wait.
what's this girl's name, first of all?
This girl's name is Renee.
Okay. And what do you mean you and Renee kinda went together, but not really?
Well, like, long story short, we sat on opposite sides of the theater.
Why? Wait, were you on a date with her, or is this we're calling somebody you stalked for a couple hours at the movie theater?
And so I wore her skin the next day. No,
Whoa.
I'm joking, but this was like the weirdest date I've ever been on.
Okay.
All right.
So wait, where did you meet Renee? Sorry, before the movie theater.
I met her on a dating app.
Okay.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. But she was, like, so hot.
Right.
And, I don't want to sound shallow or whatever, but she was, like, out of my league.
No, congrats. We're all proud of you, bro.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks, my dude.
I got you. I got you.
dude.
So what happened with the movies?
Well, when we matched, she messaged me. She was like, okay, we can hang out or whatever. I can get to know you, but I have really specific rules.
Dude, only hot chicks
I
have
know.
specific rules.
I know, that's because they can. That's
As an
because they
ugly-
can.
as
I
an-
never had any rules when I dated for some reason.
Women and their conditions. What were the rules?
Well, the first one, she was like, I don't get physical on the first date, and that has to be okay with you.
Of course.
I mean, that's an understandable rule. I thought there was going to be something crazy,
Yeah.
like you have to buy me steak dinner at a certain restaurant.
Actually, I think the girls that don't want to get physical on the first date are the most quality women that are
Oh,
holding
get
out.
out of here,
Oh, well,
Jeffrey.
come on. I wasn't saying that as a dig at you. I'm just
the
saying.
quality,
if
the
a-
ones that don't sleep around, the ones that don't like sex. Oh,
No,
give
it's
me a
not
break.
boring.
All right,
it's just,
prude.
it shows that they know their own value and they're not going to give it up on the first date.
We were back to her rules. What were her other rules?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so she only had one other rule,
Okay.
and that was that we should see a movie, but we're not going to watch it in a traditional way. She was like, I'll meet you in the lobby. We'll share a snack for like 15 minutes or whatever and talk.
Okay.
And then when we go into the movie, we will sit on opposite sides of the theater.
What?
Why?
She said at the end of the movie, if you feel a connection before when we were talking, you walk to the center of the theater and we'll meet up and get a drink. And if not, then you just turn and go down the aisle and we don't have to see each other ever again.
So, but I don't understand. Like, why even do the movie? Why not just go get coffee and spend 15 minutes together and then decide if you want to date then? Like, what?
No, I thought it was crazy, but I went through with it because I think it could have been worth it.
Okay.
Because she's hot.
Yeah, exactly.
So was it? Was it worth it?
No.
What happened?
Well, I met her and we like shared popcorn in the lobby. And I thought we had a connection. We were like laughing and we had a lot of the same interests and stuff.
All right.
It was great. And then like at one point she looks down at her phone and she's like, "Oh, the previews are about to start. I guess we should go in."
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to miss those previews.
Yeah, and like before I could even say like, "Oh yeah, that sounds good," she was already up and walking away.
That's not a good sign. Did you? I mean, like, I would have been like, oh man, I blew it.
Yeah, well, part of me thought that, and then part of me was like, "Is this just part of the rules that I don't understand?"
Maybe you were already hitting it off. She could feel she wanted to kiss you, and she had to leave.
It does feel like some weird initiation into a club.
She's trying to be untouchable.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely creates a mystique around her. Like she obviously doesn't just date any guy and let anything happen. So how did the movie part go?
Well, I couldn't even focus on the movie because where we ended up sitting, I could kind of see where she was at.
Okay.
But I just was like kept looking at her the whole time. I was like wondering what's going to happen at the end of this movie. I couldn't even have fun and like enjoy the movie.
Oh, I could totally see that. I mean, that'd be weird.
Yeah. What about her though? Like, what was she doing?
She didn't even look over once.
Oh, she didn't.
Oh, really?
Well,
no, not a single time.
Feel your eyes burning into the back of her skull, probably.
Yeah. So by the end of the movie, what happened?
So movie ends. Credits start rolling.
Okay.
I kind of peek over. You know, the lights kind of come up in the theater, like halfway.
Yeah.
Everybody else is getting up and walking out. I'm looking over at her, and she hasn't even gotten up yet. The credits are. She's like reading the credits.
What were you doing? Was your heart just beating out of your chest?
Oh, it was going like 100 miles an hour, and then finally the final credits roll, and then she just walks right down the aisle and out of the theater.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, are you still interested in this chick? Because I think it's kind of messed up.
Yeah, Brooke.
I mean, my ego is not too big. I would definitely meet up with her again.
Okay. You'll take the abuse.
Yeah. What do you think you did wrong during the movie?
I mean, honestly, that's one of the reasons why I called, because I don't know what I did.
He couldn't have done anything wrong, really.
Yeah, but it
He
sounds
threw
like
something at her.
I mean, it sounds like this. Who knows with her, right? Like
Maybe.
it could just be because she was just saying if there's a connection. I mean, what a vague thing to say.
But maybe it was a test where she wanted you to come up and break the rules.
Oh God!
Like a bad boy.
I'm going to tell you right now: stay away from women with tests. They're all crazy.
All women play games,
No.
Brooke.
You should definitely make
tests
sure
are
that
crazy,
your women get
dude.
tested before you go and hang out with them. I do not agree with that. But you know what? We're going to play a song. We'll come back. We'll call Renee for you, and we'll try and get you your second date update. All right, man?
Thank you, guys.
All right, hold on. Is it possible to have a long-distance relationship while being in the same room as someone?
That's a really funny way to put what happened.
I mean, I'd say Brooke's about 6 feet away from me right now. Brooke, are you feeling what I'm feeling?
I'm not.
You don't even know what I'm feeling.
I just know that I'm not.
I'm feeling a little bit weird. Maybe a little bit drunk, too.
Okay,
But
maybe I am.
Maybe,
Yeah,
okay.
you're right. You're right.
All right, there's something there. But one of our listeners, Josh, told us he went to the movies with a woman named Renee, and she had some of the most extreme rules and conditions anyone could possibly put forward for a first date. Because she said they were going to meet in the lobby, talk for a few minutes while eating snacks, and then they could go into the movie, but they had to sit on opposite ends of the theater so that they wouldn't have any physical contact, because we all know kissing out of wedlock is a sin, and if you do it, you go to H-E double bendy straws.
Stop it. And she never said that was why. She just said that it was part of her rules.
She said she wanted no physical contact.
But it could have been something else. It could have been
I don't know. I think it's a game, or she really doesn't like
Well, after the film was over, she said if they felt a connection, they could meet up again in the middle of the seats and then go out for a drink. That was the agreement. And Josh was okay with that. The movie happened, lights came on, and Renee walked out. No explanation for why.
And the sitting waiting for her to decide through all the credits even.
Oh.
And Josh, you guys barely hung out before, right? Like, how long were you together in the lobby before?
Couldn't have been longer than 15 minutes.
See? So
Wow.
what could he have done in that
Ha-
time?
have you tried to call Renee?
Yeah, I've texted her and tried to call her, and I haven't gotten any responses.
Oh my God. I'm really impressed that like as she's walking out, you didn't just scream, why?
Well, you have that opportunity now after you hear what she says, because we're about to call her. You ready to do this, man?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm nervous. It's like I'm back in the movie theater all over again.
Oh, This won't be that brutal. It won't be that brutal.
Okay, well,
I hope.
let's dim the lights down like it's in the movies. And we're going to call her right now. Here we go.
Watch your hands.
Hey.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Renee, please?
May I ask who's calling?
Yeah, my name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning.
Who are you?
Wow, you really know how to
Every
hurt.
time.
But my name's Jeffrey. I work on a morning radio show called Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. The whole crew is here. Brooke,
Renee.
Jose,
Hi.
Alexis. Yep.
Okay, Renee, cool.
So, I'm calling you today because we're doing something called a second date update. Have you ever heard of that before?
No.
Okay. Well, it's a segment that we do on our show. And basically the idea is if you go out on a date with someone and afterwards, if they're not calling you back, you can email us and we'll reach out to that person for you to try and help you figure out the reason why.
Okay. I guess I don't know why you're calling me.
Well, we're calling you because a guy reached out to us. His name is Josh.
Oh.
That's not a positive response when we said Josh.
Yeah.
I take it you remember him?
Yeah, I went on a date with him. It didn't lead to anything. That's pretty much
the
long and short of it.
Josh told us all about your date, and I have to be honest, it's one of the weirdest first dates we've ever heard on our show before.
I mean, that's your opinion. I just got out of like a really tough relationship, and I do have like conditions now because there's a lot of thirsty guys out there, and I'm not about that life. So
I think that's fine. But can I ask, like, what's the point of sitting on opposite sides of the movie theater? Because he told us about that. Like, how do you ever get to know anyone if you don't spend any time with them on a date?
I mean, we spent the 15 minutes together. Like, you know, he was a gentleman. He bought popcorn. Like,
Okay, so before the movie, you had a good interaction with him.
yeah, I mean, like, I really wasn't sure if there was a connection. We talked. It was fine. And then he agreed to my conditions, which I thought was, like, a good sign. But then, I don't know, like, it just didn't really work out. And, like, you guys don't have to agree with me on my conditions. That's just, like, how I feel. Like, that's just how I feel comfortable. And he agreed to it, so there shouldn't be an issue.
No, that's fine. Like, I'm not judging you on your condition. It was just unusual. We've never heard of it before. It's just why, after he went through with all of it, I don't think a lot of guys would have gone through that.
No.
Why would you walk out without even saying anything to him?
Well, I mean, I wasn't exactly alone in the movie theater.
What do you mean? Like other people were watching the movie with you?
Yeah.
Because it's a public movie theater.
I mean, obviously, Josh was in the theater too, so it couldn't have just been you.
That's not what I mean. My brother was there at the movie too, actually.
Oh no!
Did you invite him?
You set up a spy.
You know, just because, like I said, I was in a really rough relationship and just like don't want to get hurt like that again.
Okay.
And my brother sat right behind Josh and saw Josh texting and flirting with another woman during our date.
Oh no!
What?
Yeah, but okay, wait.
Hold on.
How? One, how did your brother see that? And two, you guys aren't exclusive. You've gone on one date and you spent 15 minutes with the man. What, do you want him to stop talking to all other women?
During the movie, like, I mean, I just think that's super disrespectful and classless. Like, you don't text another woman, like,
Thing is, mid-date, it's a... really, Brooke?
It wasn't
Really?
even barely
I
a
don't
date.
know.
I think texting in the movie theater is rude. Period. But
Do you know what the
that's
text...
weird, man.
What did the text say?
they were just like super flirty to some girl named Andrea, and I was like, you can't refrain from texting other women for like an hour and a half. Like, that's just kind of really shady and gross to me, so I'm not going to deal with that. That's why I walked out.
I mean, it sounds like, it sounds like you got really hurt, and this past dude, your ex, really scarred you. But just because he's like texting with another person while you're in the same movie theater, I mean, it's not even really a date you guys are on at that point.
Yeah, Brooke supports cheating. It's okay.
That's not true.
It's okay. Sleep around with whoever you want, whenever you want. But you know who I want to know? I want to know what Josh thinks about all this. Josh? Yeah. Oh, I need to tell you. Sorry, Renee. Josh has been on the other line listening. He wants to talk to you.
Fired up.
Well, I think it's rude. But Josh, what do you think?
I do not know how to process this right now.
Is it true? Is it true?
It's kind of true.
Okay.
that means it's true.
So wait, did you notice some dude sitting behind you looking over your shoulder?
No. I mean, to be honest, I was pretty fixated on you, Renee, for most of that movie.
In between texts?
Hey, hold
I'm a little
on.
confused.
He's not lying. He literally said you only turned maybe once. You almost never looked at him, and he knew the exact moment you left. His eyes were on you, majority.
Yeah.
Not when he was
one
texting
text.
Andrea, so I just want to know who Andrea is. Like, don't deny it because I have screenshots.
Okay.
What?
It was just one text to my friend, Andrea, and I had been talking with her about this date before I went on it, and she asked me how the date was going halfway through, and I told her.
I already know that's a lie because I have multiple screenshots of multiple texts, and you send your friends who are girls kissy faces and winky faces and eggplant emojis. No, I don't think so. So,
dude, that is so weird.
Oh,
I mean,
now
Josh,
it's weird, Brooke.
No, not Josh. Hers. Your brother is screen grabbing
okay.
somebody else's cell phone. You can't spy on people during a date. I mean, Josh, are you upset or not?
Yeah. I mean, that's super invasive. I think that your brother's not...
you shouldn't be texting other women during a date. I think that's really crazy.
Well, you were sitting on the other
I
side
guess
of the
agree to
theater,
disagree.
so what am I supposed to do, twiddle my thumbs and wait for you to come over and sweep me off my feet?
What?
I mean, Josh, just honestly, just be honest with me. Like, did you meet this Andrea girl on the same dating site you met me?
Yes.
Oh!
But we went on, like, one date, and we immediately were like, there's no connection. Wasn't romantic. And then we went out a couple more times as friends.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Too much for me here.
I just still think that's weird that you texted her during our date. Like, that just makes me feel like if you're willing to do that, then you'd be willing to cheat on me. So, like...
Yeah.
This is so tough.
I can't believe we're not concentrating on the spy brother more.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Well, I'm focused on Renee and her feelings. Specifically, Renee, if you feel like going out on one more date with Josh, because we'll pay for it. I have to ask that. I'm so sorry that I'm obligated to ask you if you'd like to see him again.
I think probably not. I already don't trust this person, so it's kind of a moot point to go out again.
Oh, Renee.
Josh, what do you feel?
I am glad that I don't have to be watched again. I don't think I could go out with Renee and feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Andrea? Would you like to go out with Andrea one more time?
I mean, look, now that everything's out in the open, I was going out with Andrea a couple times.
Okay.
Josh, don't do me like that.
Yeah, see, I could tell. I knew this guy was shady and rude. So, like,
this was a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a successful second date update or
I
not.
don't think it is.
Dude, Renee is not fixing her trust issues right now. I'll tell you that.
Moving 92.5.